All right, today we are diving into the blueprint of an absolute legend, Philip Fisher. Now, his whole goal wasn't just to pick a few winning stocks. No, he was hunting for those incredibly rare, once-in-a-lifetime companies that can literally define an entire portfolio. So let's get right into his framework.
So let me just start with a big question for you. Forget about 100 different trades, forget all the noise you hear on the news every day. Could one single extraordinary stock be enough to build your entire fortune? I know it sounds kind of radical, but this idea is the very foundation of Philip Fisher's entire philosophy.
And here it is, the whole thing in just one sentence. It's so simple, it's almost deceptive, right? But this represents a massive shift in how you think about investing. Fisher's point is, you're not just renting a stock, hoping for a quick profit. You are becoming a part owner of an exceptional business. The goal isn't short-term trading, it's all about long-term ownership.
And that brings us to the first huge principle, the incredible power of concentration. See, instead of spreading your money thin across a bunch of so-so companies, Fisher argued for focusing on just a few truly great ones. It's a bold idea for sure, and it challenges a lot of the conventional wisdom out there.
Just think about the magic of compounding. All the energy and money you might spend juggling dozens or even hundreds of small, average trades. What if you channeled all of that into just one fantastic business? A single great company that grows and innovates for a decade, or even two. Well, it can create wealth in a way that constantly jumping in and out of the market just never will. So, the million-dollar question, how do you find that one great business? Well, this is where the real work starts. Fisher would tell you that you can't find the answers just by staring at a computer screen. Nope, you have to become a detective.
And you know, every good detective has a secret weapon. Fisher's was a method he called scuttlebutt. It's a funny-sounding word for a seriously powerful idea. Get out there and actually talk to the people who deal with the company every single day. This is how you find out what's really going on.
And this comparison right here is absolutely crucial. A financial report? That's the official story. It's polished, it's what the company wants you to believe. But scuttlebutt? That's the unofficial story. That's where you find out the real stuff. Are customers secretly getting frustrated? Are competitors genuinely worried about this company? Are the employees actually happy and motivated? This is the info that gives you a true edge.
And you know, your detective work will almost always lead you back to the single most important factor, the leadership. A great product can totally fail if the people in charge are making bad decisions. You're looking for a management team with a proven track record, a crystal clear vision for the long haul, and one that's building a strong, ethical culture focused on the health of the business, not just trying to beat some number for the next 3 months.
Okay, so you've got your detective hat on. What are the specific signals you're actually looking for on the ground? Let's break down the clues that point to a real winner. So the very first signal is a long runway for growth. You have to look way past the next quarter. You need to be able to see a clear path from a product launch to expanding the market through cycles of innovation, all leading to sustained growth over 5, 10, maybe even 20 years. We're hunting for a marathon runner here, not a sprinter.
And what fuels that long-term growth? It's this, relentless innovation. A company that just sits back and rests on its past success is a company that's already on its way out. Fisher looked for businesses that were almost paranoid about getting better, that invested heavily in research and development to stay light years ahead of the competition.
This chart shows another huge signal of strength, fat profit margins. When a company, like Company A here, can consistently keep higher margins than its rivals, it's telling you something really important. It means it has pricing power. It means customers want their products so much they're willing to pay a premium for it. That is a massive sign of a strong brand and a deep competitive advantage.
And finally, never ever forget this crucial point. The most brilliant invention in the world is totally useless if nobody knows it exists or can't figure out how to buy it. A truly great company marries its amazing innovation with a world-class sales and marketing machine that can go out and totally dominate its market.
So we've covered what to look for, but Fisher's final lesson? Well, it might be the most difficult of all. It's not about spreadsheets or numbers. It's about psychology. It's all about having the discipline and the stomach to stick with your conviction, especially when things get tough.
This slide really says it all, doesn't it? The gambler is obsessed with the stock ticker, the daily price swings, the quarterly earnings game. But the owner thinks about the real business.
Are our customers still happy? Is our product still the best one out there? Is management making smart decisions for the long run? You absolutely have to adopt that owner's mindset.
And if you think like an owner, you only sell for an owner's reasons. You don't sell because the stock price dropped 10%. That's just noise. You sell only when your original reason for buying is broken. So, rule number 1, the business itself is getting worse. Rule 2, the management team does something unethical. Or rule 3, the whole long-term growth story you believed in is just not true anymore. These are business reasons, not market reasons.
And here's a critical warning for you. So many investors get drawn to stocks that look cheap on paper. But Fisher would say a low price is often just a sign of a low-quality, dying business. It's a value trap. Please don't let a bargain price distract you from what really matters, and that is the underlying quality of the company.
Let's just let this one sink in for a second. In a world that demands everything right now, the simple act of being able to wait becomes a superpower. There's an old saying that the stock market is just a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. Fisher believed that to his core. Your ability to hold on to a great business through all the inevitable ups and downs, that is your ultimate competitive advantage.
So, to wrap it all up, the blueprint is really 3 key steps. First, find those few high-quality companies with amazing management. Second, do the deep research. Put on that detective hat and go way beyond the headlines. And third, have the patience of a saint to hold your winners and let them work for you. That right there is the essence of the Philip Fisher philosophy. And that really brings us to the end. The blueprint is right here, and these principles are as timeless as ever. So the only real question left is the one you see on your screen. Which great business will you own?